You know who I can do without? I can do without the people in the video store.
Which ones?
All of them.
This is Massive Late Fee with Mike and Mark.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my co-host Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Not too bad. And yourself?
Good. We've had a good week here. Peaches continues to flourish. We were playing Trivial.
The Teaches of Peaches.
Exactly. Take a listen. But we played Trivial Pursuit today, and as always, she climbed into the box. She loves the lid of the Trivial Pursuit box is one of her favorite places to sleep. So anytime
cats love boxes.
Yeah, anytime we play it, she'll crawl in there and just curl up, use her claws to rip a little bit of the side, and lay down.
You should get her like a little tent. She might like that because they're enclosed even more. Because I guess it's like a defense type thing. Like in the wild, apparently they'll try and find a spot where that's most defensible.
Yeah, we have a little. I don't want to call it necessarily a cave, but it's a cat bed that has like a top and like it looks almost like a doghouse, I guess, but it's it's soft and indoors. And she'll go in there a decent amount of the time. She likes to hang out in there.
Nice.
So anything exciting going on with you this week, Mike?
For those who aren't aware, in Michigan, recently restaurants opened up Monday.
Yep.
So my wife and I and my youngest daughter, my oldest, was at a gas pool party. So we went, and that was nice. And it's just so weird how it's like a return to normalcy. It's just like how odd that it's been that 3 months. It seems like we've been basically locked down from doing anything like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Were there a lot of people there? Was it sparsely?
No, I think there's like a capacity limit, but they did actually like section it off. Like every other table, they had put something on, clothes or something like that.
Interesting.
And we actually had on the outdoor patio, which we were the only ones there. So the poor waiter, who was the only wait person there, was probably not very happy with us.
These fucks out on the patio.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the job, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Somebody got to feed them hogs. So I guess we'll go on to the Parents Guide game before we really get into things today. I've got
the movie that we both completely 100% watched the entirety of.
Did you not see the ending?
No.
Okay. Well,
by now those Hollywood movies go.
I'll spoil it for you. I'll spoil it for you when we talk about it, because the ending.
No, I actually do know the end. I had known it a while ago, just because I heard it had like a twist ending, and I'm a sucker for those. Look at my contributions to M. Night Shyamalan's bank account.
Exactly. So the first clue that I have for you in this
Adam Sandler
this movie is there is a bit of, this is under sex and nudity. There is a bit of kissing, a brief looking down a blouse, a few innuendos, and a mention of a full-on chubby. Let's see, that's the rest of it would give it away too much. So that's
National Lampoon's Vacation.
No. Let's see, under violence and gore. Let's see.
Didn't they run for office in '98?
Yeah, I believe they did. They almost made it too. Let's see. Son of a bitch, is there any one of these where they don't just completely ruin the plot? I'm gonna go to profanity real quick. Many rude comments are said to some of the main characters, including bullocks.
Huh. Are you sure I've seen this movie? I tend to shy away from movies that have the word bullocks in them.
I think you've seen it, yeah.
Like Speed 2, for example.
Right. It's not Speed 2, though.
What the fuck is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
No, although that is a good movie.
Haven't seen it.
The others in profanity are one obscene gesture, several uses of dick and 2 uses of fag and its derivatives.
What? Isn't that a derivative?
Yeah, I don't know what is the derivative of fag.
Fago?
Pussy weeds or puss weeds and shithead.
Once when I think my brother was like 8, he wanted like an earring or something like that, 'cause it was cool at the time.
Yep.
Don't worry, it was a left one, But then my aunt Terry made a joke that he drank too much Fago, so that's why he wanted an earring. And I think I was like I don't understand this joke.
Oh my gosh!
So derivative.
What a derivative!
I'm sorry, what was the movie again?
What'd you say?
I'm sorry, what was the movie again?
I'm not telling you the movie.
Bloomin' Group, the movie.
That is close, but no. All right. So, drugs, alcohol, and smoking. There is one scene where someone's... There's one scene with a man smoking, which implies that he'll die by lung cancer.
What?
Okay, so... All right, you're going to get it, but I'll read it out, the whole thing. There is one quick scene where the Grim Reaper says, "See you real soon" to a man smoking, implying his death by lung cancer. Well, yes, correct. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, all the other ones, like in the beginning... Dean Amlos, Rufus's teacher, storms into Bill and Ted University and gunfire is used. Like, it is implied that Rufus is lost in the circuits of time. The robots kill the real Bill and Ted by pushing them off a cliff. Bill and Ted Melvin death himself. There's like all these clues are like, I can't read any of this.
Huh? It's be good when I listen tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. I take it you've seen the trailer for Bill and Ted Part 3, Face the Music?
Well, the trailer for Bill and Ted Part 3 is why I chose Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey for your thing.
Oh, yeah, I figured as much.
I definitely want to talk about it.
So you did see it then?
Yeah, I did, yes.
I haven't seen it. Do you want to live watch it with me real quick?
Yeah, here. You
provide the link, how about it?
Okay, I'll provide you a link because I can actually play.
I'll provide the stink.
I can actually play the audio through my phone right over this thing, too, so we can all watch it. All right, let me.
And yesterday was 6'9", which is a big number in the astronomy of the world of Bill and Ted. Hold on, are you? I'm not watching the video though. I need to see a picture.
No, I know. I'm copying, and I'm gonna send you a link here. And then we're going to try to start at the exact same time.
What could possibly go right?
All right, so there's the link of the one that I'm going to be watching. Let me get through this commercial, because Lord knows we're not providing free advertising for whatever shitty car company this is. Sorry, Volvo. I guess I shouldn't have said that.
Oops.
All right. I love that Orion Pictures is back, by the way.
Who?
Orion Pictures.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah, that's who is putting on this movie. Orion. Orion.
Orion.
An MGM company. All right, let me know when you're ready. And then we'll do a little...
All right, hold on a sec.
We'll do a little countdown, and then we'll press start. But this way, all the listeners will get to hear it too. This is very entertaining for them, I can only imagine.
All right, I'll turn my audio off. I don't have any commercials, so hold on. What the fuck?
I love it. Yeah, the first official trailer for Bill and Ted Face the Music.
All right, go ahead and play the audio because my thing's not working right.
You ready to watch it?
Yep, go.
25 years ago, you played a concert in front of the entire world.
1 month ago, you played in Barstow, California for 40 people, most of whom were there for $2 taco night. Bill and Ted, what have you got to say for yourselves?
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
You were supposed to unite the world and save reality as we know it.
Bill, we've spent our whole life trying to write the song that will unite the world. Why can't we just go to the future when we have written it?
Whoa! And take it from ourselves!
But isn't that stealing?
How is that stealing if we're stealing it from ourselves, dude?
No way!
How'd you like our song?
It's a little on the dark side, but you know, that's cool.
So that is it. That is the trailer for Bill and Ted Face the Music.
It doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't. And I, like we talked about before, in especially in the era when Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey came out, it was an era of horrible sequels, especially to comedies. Comedies would get popular, and then they'd be like, "Oh, well, let's cash in and we'll make another one and make a bunch of money." And they were just retread over and over again. And in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, they did something actually really innovative and interesting, and a lot, like using the same characters, using the same world, but different for the sequel. So it's the same creative team. I trust them to give them the benefit of the doubt anyway. And it looks decent. They're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I like both the actors. I like the franchise.
Yeah, so we'll see. Keanu Reeves looks quite old as Bill, but I'm pretty sure because he doesn't.
How dare you?
Well, here's the thing: because he doesn't.
As Bill, he doesn't look like Bill at all. He's not Bill. He's Ted.
Yeah, I know, but no, he looks quite old as Ted, but he's not. He doesn't look old in real life. So
yeah, I don't understand.
I think they purposely made him look older for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I think there's something that they did where they make him look slightly older than he is, because he looks older than he does in real life. And it might be the haircut. I'm not sure. The long hair might be having an effect on his face. I don't know.
Yeah. He's been through a lot. Someone killed his dog.
That's true. Someone killed his dog, and twice, right? And what would they do? Second one?
See what's messed up about when he gets the dog in the second one is he's driving. No, actually, this is the first one. He gets a dog from his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's just driving around in giant donuts at top speed with his fucking dog in the car with him. He just has no thought whatsoever towards his life.
Yeah.
Then someone shoots the dog, and he's like, "Oh, I love that dog." He's like, "No, you didn't. You were almost killing it the day earlier."
You're not a responsible dog owner.
He really isn't.
No. So, yeah, I'm interested to see it. The other big news, well, not big. I don't know if I'd call it big news, but the other news that I heard was that HBO Max has temporarily taken Gone with the Wind off the air. Or off their app because of its what they say problematic racial things. So what they're going to do is they're going to.
You mean historically accurate?
Yeah, exactly. What they're going to do is they're going to create a disclaimer for it and then put it back on unaltered, unedited. But they want to have some sort of disclaimer to give it historical context or whatever. Like, hey, this was the time, and this is. When this movie was made, this is how people thought. When this book was written, this is how people thought. The time period being portrayed, this is how people thought, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, but that's... Yeah,
honestly, if you're unable to watch Gone with the Wind and disassociate it with, modern racial issues, you probably shouldn't be watching any kind of TV because you're far too easily influenced. What if you watch, Tom and Jerry? You'll probably put a fucking rake through your...
Right. I don't understand why. So I guess companies just assume that everyone is completely stupid. that they can't.
They're not entirely wrong,
right? But I don't understand why it can't be on the person watching to do some research. And
I'm predicting this within 2 years. They'll have options where you could deselect certain things. Like you could put, you don't want to watch something with like, rape or murder or sexual assault.
Yep.
Vampires or, a history.
Right, exactly. There was I can't remember if it's still out there, but there was a thing, some sort of device, and I believe it was created by a Christian organization, and it would automatically censor different things. Like it was like a TiVo-like device, and it would automatically censor nudity.
Like a Mormon thing, isn't it? Something like that.
I think so. Yeah, it was a few years ago, but I remember them talking about it, and I remember people being upset because it was altering their movies or whatever. And I remember thinking, look, this is dumb, but it's not going to change anything unless you actually buy it and put it on your screen, and it only changes it for you. So who cares? I'm not buying one, so it's not going to affect me.
Yeah, I don't understand humans for the most part.
No, our alien overlords are much more easy to understand.
Intelligent AIs, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Speaking of AI, is that the movie? Did I get it?
Sure. I like how you play the music though. I don't know how I feel about that movie. I think it's way too long. Is the biggest issue with it?
Yeah, agreed. I've never seen it.
It's like the worst of. You haven't seen it?
No.
It was an unfinished like Stanley Kubrick project.
Yeah, I've heard of.
It's going to be a douche like Kubrick.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it was finished by Sylvester Stallone. No, Steven Spielberg. That's who it was.
No, it was
Stanley
Steven
Spielberg. You know how Steven Spielberg's so anti-Nazi, but his initials are SS? Make up your mind.
Oh my God. That would be like if the leader of Black Lives Matter's name was like Carl Christopher Cross.
But it was actually Christopher Cross.
Right. When you get caught between Antifa and the fascists.
We just never saw his color.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Oh my goodness, Christopher Cross.
Oh wow. Okay, there's not a lot for this one, but it starts off with a doozy.
Okay.
It's not really in proper context.
All right.
The previous post is incorrect. The woman's bra is see-through and her nipples are visible for the entire duration of the scene. Scene spelled S-E-E-N, by the way.
Okay. I'll say Kingpin.
No.
All right.
Slapsticks of violence. Pratfalls. No blood. One character does receive electric shock, but not graphic.
Home Alone 2.
No.
You know that big nipple scene in Home Alone 2?
Yeah, you know when they're getting those nips out.
Lost in New York.
Correction. That was wrong. And this wrong must be righted. I can't sleep tonight unless I post this.
You know that person was...
You know what I would love? I would love to see timestamps on these things.
Yeah. Yeah, they all come at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Or 2 p.m.
I tried to get over this, but I couldn't do it.
2 abuses of Christ, 5 misuses of God. One instance of the...
Is it the Passion of the Christ?
Yes.
Two abuses.
Yeah, all the other times it was used properly. I always used more than twice.
Oh my God, abuses of Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 of the S word, 6 of damn, and 6 of hell. People say dick twice. Once is a double entendre. Bastard once, butt twice, bitch once, and crap once. Crap. This person considers crap to be a swear word.
Oh my gosh.
And this is considered to be moderate profanity, and 2 of 2 found this to be moderate profanity.
Wow.
These people vote.
Crap. Sorry to get blue there, but...
Hold on. I'd love to hire one of these people to do a parent's guide to one of our episodes.
Oh, that would be awesome.
4 uses of AIDS, 3 of 9/11.
Oh my god. Let's see. I think this is slapstick violence, huh? Probably Observe and Report.
No, but that is on Netflix now, and that's a very interesting movie.
Yeah, I have. That's another one I haven't seen, but I've heard that it's good.
What have you seen, Mark?
I know I'm starting to sound like you at the beginning of this podcast.
Right.
The first couple episodes. Now Mike's seen
the
everything.
Hunter has become the hunted. That's my favorite part in all those, futuristic, manhunter type movies, where there's like a point in every movie where it's like, it's switched now. Now who's the hunter?
Yep, exactly.
I love that part.
Ho ho ho. Now
can someone edit together a scene of just those moments? That'd be very pleasing to me.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll put that on the YouTube channel. A supercut of now the hunter has become the hunted moments.
Nice.
So look for that on YouTube.
Yep.
But only the one listener I'm talking to.
You know who you are.
The rest of you, fuck off.
I might have clues here. Let's see. One character smokes periodically throughout the movie. Casual drinks with meal.
Casual drinks with meal. Must be an Italian.
movie. Good old casual drinks.
Is it see-through dresses or see-through bras or whatever the fuck they said? Austin Powers.
No.
All right.
I was tempted to do a bad Austin Powers impression there, but I wasn't that tempted. All right, here's the previously revised.
I think that would have been groovy, baby.
Thank you. And we got that on tape. Thank you.
Oh, hey, you want to listen to that?
You mean you just said that in the year 2020 today?
That's correct. Oh, behave.
Right, this is my this is my last clue. Oh my god! I rewatched Goldmember like a couple months ago. It's so bad. It's wow.
They don't really.
Movie opens. No, not at all. Movie opens with a woman undressing, seemingly seductively, getting ready for a spa treatment. No nudity. Couple seen in bed at beginning. Nightgown seen through window as character swings past. One character referred to as nympho with numerous allusions to sex/adultery. Two characters seen in bed, woman in bra for several minutes. Character gets pants soaked by sprinkler, appears to be masturbating, clothed, trying to dry pants, been there before, when seen from behind. Character has chest hair part of disguise fall onto private area of woman in spa. And it wasn't Demi Moore either.
As the character swings past.
Yes.
Chest hair part of disguise. What the fuck?
Yeah, so we see there's a woman undressing, getting ready for the spa. And there's a couple, and this character swings by them. They're calling her a nympho. There's a woman in a bra for several minutes. The character gets soaked by a sprinkler, and it looks like he's whacking off, but he's really just trying to dry his pants. When someone sees him from behind, though, they think he's jerking it. And then he has like a chest hair disguise part that falls out of the woman's vagina area.
Interesting.
In summation.
Chest hair disguise. So, what's he dressed up like? Some kind of gorilla or something?
I think it's just he's got chest hair, like fake chest hair.
Is it?
I'll give you. Go ahead.
Is it Be Cool?
No.
Okay.
It's from 1989.
Okay. Well, no, that's because I was thinking Howard the Duck, but that's. I think 89 is too late for that, and because there's a thing of a spa in there. Let's see. What came?
I'll give you an actor, but it's a very minor role. Their role in this movie is doorman Joe Flaherty.
Oh, I know Joe Flaherty. Doorman.
Annie Potts is also in this movie.
Annie Potts, 1989. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking 1989 Annie Potts, not today.
Well, Ghostbusters 2 came out in 1989, but I don't think it's that. So what other movie would she have been in 89? Give me
another character Jeffrey Jones plays, like the second main character.
Who's Harry Crumb?
Who's Harry Crumb?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah, not a lot of clues on that one.
Yeah, but that was good though. That was good at the end. Yeah, Jeffrey.
What's
Jones.
funny is Jeffrey Jones was in Howard the Duck too, so it really just confused you.
Right. Well, there's a scene in Howard the Duck where he's in like some, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing in the world. It's some sort of spa with hot tubs and stuff where people fuck.
Hopefully, it's not within 100 yards of a school.
Right. Indoors and everything, and he doesn't wear a disguise. He just looks like an anthropomorphic duck, and no one questions it. That's George Lucas for you, everybody.
Well, at least it's not his worst, film.
No, that's true. There's a lot.
I can think of at least 9 that are worse.
I don't think technically he had anything to do with the last 3, so because he had sold it for like $4 billion at that point.
Weren't they basically just remakes of the first 3?
Yes, basically, yeah. Well, the first 2 were kind of remakes of the first 2 movie, and then the third one was just basically, what do fans want to see in a movie, and let's put it in a blender and then just eject it at the screen. It was one of the most incoherent pieces of crap I've ever seen in my life. Mike, if you don't like, A New Hope or whatever, which I know it's not the worst one, but obviously it's not your favorite movie. I can't even imagine how you would feel about the Rise of Skywalker or whatever the fuck it's called.
Now I have the Howard the Duck theme song in my head.
What is the Howard the Duck theme song?
It's like Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like DuckTales.
A little bit. A lot of duck songs are in their own genre. It's like a duck, duck wave, I think we call
it. Yeah, they call it a duck wave.
It branched off from the Trashmen with their song "The Bird Is a Word" initially,
right?
And that's just where it ended up.
Yep. Hey, you want to hear the Howard the Ducks theme song?
Hey,
oh, come on!
Something.
We're not doing a fucking ad for. I'm not even gonna say what it is.
A rap.
You ain't got the class, boy. You ain't in his league. So don't try to tell me
Oh my
that you
God.
got the things that I need. This guy's original. He's got the juice.
This is a real movie, guys.
Look out, world. A duck is on the loose back
Holy shit! That's Leah Thompson singing, everybody. Holy shit! Oh my god, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
This is a real
Also,
movie that
remember
came
at
out.
the beginning of this.
Yeah,
Remember at the beginning when Howard the Duck's in Duck World, and there's just for no reason like a topless female duck.
Yeah, with duck nipples. Yep.
That makes no sense.
It does not make any sense. And he thinks he's gonna have sex with Beverly, even though ducks have that like fucking corkscrew, penis.
Yeah, they're
or
like
whatever.
they whip them at the female ducks apparently.
Yeah. But the movie takes place in Cleveland, so I guess it makes sense.
Oh.
But Mike, we watched most of Uncut Gems.
Yeah, a lot of
the Adam Sandler joint on, actually the Safdie brothers joint, but on Netflix now. Mike, what did you think initially of Uncut Gems? Keep in mind, everybody, we usually don't say this because we're talking about a movie. There's going to be spoilers. And by the way, it's the statute of limitations is over on spoilers for this, but just if you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen to the rest of the show or us ever again, probably, I guess.
Yeah, we're probably not for you.
We're for the spoiled.
Yeah.
We spoil you. That's what we're trying
Giant
to say.
spoilers in our car. That's how much we love spoilers.
That's right. We street race with them all the time.
Or in our minivans.
Kia Sorento for me. With a spoiler.
Well, first of all, I wasn't sure if this was an actual movie or racist propaganda.
Right? Yep. That makes sense. Oh.
It's like a stereotypical person, a Jewish diamond dealer who's obsessed with sports.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Basketball
specifically basketball, right? Yep.
Which Adam Sandler is in real life obsessed with basketball. And apparently pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. But yeah, he's very stereotypically Jewish. Like Adam Sandler is Jewish, obviously, for people that don't know, that don't have eyes.
Yeah, big time.
And yeah, it's not like you can tell. It's not like with Paul Rudd. You can't tell. But no, anyway.
So you got to buy the list, everybody.
So yeah, that's right. You got to buy the list that we print.
That's our first, kind of awkwardly, that's our first branded item. I don't know that we should even put this book out.
The list of all Jews in Hollywood.
And then the subtitle is not that it's important.
It doesn't really matter, but just for your own information. Oh my God. Harrison Ford is on the list because he's a quarter Jewish.
He only has a quarter-page ad.
Right. But that explains why he keeps crashing his plane. Anyway, so I don't know. That doesn't seem like a actual stereotype. But yeah, he even...
They can't fly a plane with this shit. Or they can, but he's only a quarter, so he can't fly as well.
Right. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. He only crashes a quarter of the time.
Too bad he's not half to be way more convenient for this joke.
Go look it up, Mike. Every plane crash ever has been flown by a Jewish pilot.
Oh God. Or what was it you said earlier before the show? Under their directive?
Yep. That's the underbelly of society that controls everything. Because if you were gonna be in charge of a secret organization to throw everybody off, you'd have your people be enslaved for the majority of their existence. Anyway, so
like a Russian, like a Jew, and like a the Soviet Union during the pogroms. He was like reading the propaganda, and like his friend's like, "Why do you read all that stuff?" He's like, "Oh, I want to hear about how powerful I am."
Oh my God. But anyway, so Sandler, even though he's Jewish, uses an extra Jewish accent in this movie for some reason.
Yeah, and he owns a jewelry store in the Diamond District.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I can't remember his character's name either. Isn't that like extra Jewish too?
I think it's just Howard.
Oh.
Howard something. Howard Rosengoldenstein. I can't remember his last name, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, he didn't write this, did he? Well, no, there's no Rob Schneider in it, so how could he have wrote it?
Howard Ratner, that's his last name. No, the Safdie brothers who directed it wrote it along with their writing partner, who is also Jewish. Add him to the book. Ronald Bronstein. So yeah.
Huh.
But anyway, so yeah, go ahead. What were your thoughts on the movie?
I mean, it was all right. It's kind of, I do like how it doesn't set everything up exactly. I mean, you see he's like kind of like this harried, like always busy on the go person. He's trying to hustle jewelry to people. He's got some kind of like, less than like, savory friends he hangs out with. He's always like, wheeling and dealing. We find out pretty early in the movie, like these bookies are after him, or at least one bookie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I don't know if he's a compulsive gambler, but he's definitely owes him like $100,000, dollars, for I don't know how long it took him to accrue such a debt, but yeah, he owes him all this money, so he's trying to figure out a way to get it. Because pretty quickly the bookies, like henchmen, I don't know, the leg breakers, what do they call them?
Yeah.
They they show up and they're being progressively worse. They show up at his daughter's recital or play or whatever the fuck that was.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. I have a theory on this. So
Kevin Garnett said it because it's very specifically set in 2012. I don't know why, but maybe this is because they wanted Kevin Garnett to seem relevant.
Well, so this is how things went. Originally, the part was what they wanted to do because they were writing this thing and they wanted a basketball player because they wanted the tie-in story with the basketball player performing better because of the gem and everything. And originally, they're New York Knicks fans. Originally, they wanted Amari Stoudemire, and they kind of were tying in Stoudemire's story of Stoudemire is famously Jewish and black, which hooks up with the Ethiopian Jews that Adam Sandler talks about, who get these black opals, from this mine, and so they were going to tie it in with him and his coming to New York and everything, and he'd get a real kind of strong attraction to this gem, and it would fuel him to play better and all this stuff. And then for whatever reason, I can't remember why, and it was supposed to be because they've been trying to write this movie for 10 years, I guess, and it was supposed to be contemporary. So then for whatever reason he dropped out. I'm not exactly sure why. Then they were going to do, or someone was like, hey, you got to get Kobe Bryant. He wants to be in movies and everything. So they rewrote the script again, kind of centering it on Kobe. And they're like, we wanted to use games. Like he said, they said that they wanted it to be real life. So it had to be games that would be on the East Coast, games that, where they performed in real life, better than average, or they had a good game or whatever, and so they were like, we don't even know if we can find any games where we'd be on the East Coast, where we'd be in New York and everything. And they said, so they were going to go with the game he scored 60, and I think in Philadelphia, or it might have been against New York. And then their people eventually came back to him and were like, oh, Kobe doesn't want to act so much as he wants to direct. And they're like, well, fuck, we just rewrote this fucking script. He's like, so they went back to the drawing board, then they were going to do it with Joel Embiid. And then, then that kind of, it started to get pushed into the season. And they were like, well, we can't film with him while he's, while the season's going on. So then they were like, well, we're going to have to get a retired player. And so we'll have to set it, in the past, during games that, these playoff games against Philadelphia, in 2012, where Garnett played, well in those two games. And so someone said Garnett, and I guess initially the sad fees, cause they're from New York, they were like, fuck no, we hate Kevin Garnett. And then they talked to him and they were like, this guy can actually act and everything. And Garnett's pretty good in the movie. And then they, so that's how they kind of arrived at Kevin Garnett.
And then they realized, I would say they realized, he didn't choose to be on the Celtics, but I think he did actually. That was part of a deliberate trade. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because they said when the first conversation they had with him, they were talking to him, and he was, I think it was, I can't remember which, Ben Sadfi or one of them said, or Safdie said that, he's like, I just want you to know I hate you, for what you've done to my team. And he's like, oh yeah, how many seconds did Stoudemire have? He just referenced a game from 10 years ago where Stoudemire fucked up when they were playing the Celtics, just to antagonize him. It's hilarious.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's kind of the story of how that all came about. If a lot of people say, I don't know if you felt this way or not, but a lot of people talk about how the movie kind of gives them anxiety or heightens their anxiety. I think one of the big reasons is, especially at the beginning, I felt like the soundtrack was actively assaulting me. It's a bunch of really discordant music getting louder and louder. I'm like, Jesus. But yeah, so I don't know if you had that same kind of feeling or not.
Not really.
But for the rest of it, it's just kind of, I thought this movie was decent. I didn't. I
know got a lot of acclaim, especially for Adam Sandler's performance. I didn't find it especially. I mean, he's basically the same character in the Sandy Wexler movie, but obviously more aggressive.
Well, here's the thing. So, I've come to realize watching this movie, everyone's like, "Oh, Adam Sandler is such a good actor," when he wants to be and stuff like that. I've said it before too. I've come to realize he's not, and I don't think he should have been nominated for an Oscar. I think that was the right call. Adam Sandler is very limited in his range as an actor, but he can play a certain role well. But one thing, basically, a harried, angry, down in his luck dude, like Punch Drunk Love or Reign Over Me, stuff like that. He does that one thing pretty well when in the right hands. And this is another example of it. Every, 10 years or so, a director comes along and is like, I want to use Adam Sandler because I've seen him in these other movies. I know exactly how to use him to where he'll be good. And then they do it, and everyone's like, Adam Sandler can act again, and then he just goes and does a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's what he does.
So I thought he was fine in the movie, like you said, but I wasn't like, oh, this is a career-changing performance or anything like that. It just didn't strike me in that way. I thought that Kevin Garnett was more more captivating in certain scenes, like when he first looks at the gem and all this stuff, and he gets immediately kind of just drawn into it. I think he really sells that very well.
Yeah. This we feel that well, not really, but this movie opens in this opal mine in Ethiopia where they find these rare gems, and so just on the day that Kevin Garnett's visiting his jewelry store, where Kevin Garnett's bodyguards interact with the Shylocks, do they call it? Is what they call the people who do loans, the loan sharks, the leg breakers, whatever they are.
Yeah.
But, they get into a little altercation with him, and then this opal shows up, and he's whatever Adam Sandler's character's name is, so entranced by it. He shows Kevin Garnett, and like you said, he's immediately fixated, and he kind of talks him into letting him borrow the opal, and Adam Sandler gets his ring as collateral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then so like you said, Adam Sandler's character knows he's all hyped up about it, so he goes and immediately sells it, or he pawns it for and then he puts all the money and bets on games because he knows he's going to do especially great because he's got this lucky opal situation.
Exactly. And I think the reason people, so here's the thing, as I probably mentioned 1,000 times, I used to work at a casino. So I think one of the reasons that people get anxious watching this movie, which I didn't really get, but I can understand why some people would, is because Adam Sandler constantly makes the wrong decision. He's got this $100,000 debt, as you mentioned, to the loan shark, who eventually it's revealed is his brother, or brother-in-law. I mean, not brother.
Yeah, brother-in-law, and he is divorcing his wife, sort of.
Right, and he has a girlfriend on the side in an apartment. But anyway, so he at so many times he has the opportunity to pay this guy back, but just decides not to, and instead risk it on a game. So he pawns the ring. He goes and bets on Garnett to perform well, as you said, and he's got to come back and get this game, but get the ring back, or else he's going to lose it. Kevin Garnett's 2008 championship ring. But so the whole thing about it is, I think the reason that people get anxious watching it is because of all these high pressure decisions he's making and stuff like that. But because I've worked in the casino, I think I'm desensitized to it because I've seen so many gambling addicts make so many shitty decisions. And eventually you just kind of, unfortunately, get desensitized to it because you just see it over and over and over again. But yeah, he's the kind of person that he doesn't care about the money. He just cares about the only times that he really has a smile on his face the entire movie, other than when he's fucking Julia Fox. Because, I mean, who would not be smiling in that situation? But other than that, the only time he's got a smile on his face is when he's watching a game that he has a ton of money on. And that's it. All he cares about is that dopamine hit The money is just a way to be able to do that more and more and more and more.
Yeah, and what's funny is I read this book by Artie Lang called like "Wanna Bet." It's about like his gambling habits, and he mentioned something called lightning bets.
Yes,
which this guy does, which I think is like every point you score, it's a certain amount of money or something crazy like that.
Yeah, so they have the over under on a game, right? So let's say the over under is 120, or it would be more than that for two bet. Yeah, but like 200 or something like that. Let's say the over under is 200. So for both teams combined. So if you bet, like if you play $1,000 lightning bet, once the cumulative total of the score is 200, every point they score above that, you win $1,000. So I can see, like Artie Lang has described it as betting, like sports betting on crack. Or like crack of sports betting, which I can absolutely see. The downside, of course, is that any point they score under, if you're betting the over, then you have to pay $1,000 for each one. So I could see how that could get incredibly. But once they reach that score, I mean that would have to be an amazing feeling. Just every 3-pointer, it's like $3,000 more dollars. I mean, it's crazy.
Especially if the Golden State Warriors are involved.
Right, no shit. But yeah, so he places all these bets. He ends up winning because Garnett, fueled by the gem and his connection to the gem, has an amazing performance, which happened in real life. And then, as you said, the Arno, who is his brother-in-law, shows up at the daughter's play. And they have an altercation. Adam Sandler ends up biting one of the guys on the arm. They throw him into the car. He's like, "Hey, Arno, look at me," all this stuff and everything. Arno's like, "Fuck you," or whatever. And they mention, he's like, "Hey, I've got your money. I hit big on this bet." And the one dude, whose character's name is Phil, I think, the one leg breaker that is more prominent, the one he didn't bite. He's like, "Yeah, we know Sam," or whatever that bookie's name is. We talked, or Gary. He's like, "We talked to him." And he's like, "You put a stop on the bet?" So they stopped the bet from happening because everyone around town knows that Arno loaned him this money. And so everyone's thinking that, he's making a fool out of him and going around betting with his money. So they put a stop on it and they took the money. So he actually didn't hit big like he thought he did, because they stopped the bet from going through. Now, real interesting.
It was something that could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
Right, exactly. But interestingly, Adam Sandler later in the movie says that he spent $100,000 on this gem. So I'm wondering, and he thinks it's worth like $1 million. So I'm wondering if the initial $100,000 that Arno loaned him maybe wasn't for gambling, even though he is a terrible gambling addict, but was so he could buy this opal.
Do you think he could resist to gamble with it, though?
I don't know. That's the thing. Who knows? He did send them $100,000 somehow, so he must have been able to be strong at least for a little bit.
Almost he double his money.
Right.
I think it just sends these random people in Africa $100,000 for a gym.
Yeah, it's really weird. How did they even get it? Do they? I mean, first, I don't want to sound racist or anything. Mike and I are both fully aware that the images that you normally see of Africa is not all of Africa. We understand that Johannesburg and Nairobi and places like this, if you look at pictures of them, look like giant, like even bigger than New York City, and there's infrastructure there in places. But the two guys that we see at the beginning of the movie, who are miners, who find this, it doesn't seem like they're close to civilization in Ethiopia. So I'm not sure, they must have gone into, one of the big cities and opened a bank account or something to get this money. That's my guess.
The logistics are maddening.
Yeah, exactly. It bothers me. But no, so yeah, he sends them $100,000. He gets the gem sent to him in a fish to get through customs.
Yes.
And
it always seems so.
Yeah,
whenever people send cash in the mail, it just seems so risky.
No, I agree. Maybe they Western Unioned it. I don't know.
Maybe they had a rich uncle that you could, send them the money, and then, as part of laundering a larger amount that they would then forward to you, they also gave you this gem.
Exactly. It was the Nigerian prince in reverse. That's what Adam Sandler did.
Yeah, so he shows up at his play. It makes him strip naked, and he locks him in the trunk.
Yes. And then he's got to call his wife that's he's divorcing him, Adina Menzel.
Yeah, this poor guy.
Right, no kidding. Yeah, he was with Adina Menzel, and now he's with Julia Fox. So, yeah. Adam Sandler, that's the most unbelievable thing about the whole movie is that Adam Sandler could get these two. Non-rich and famous Adam Sandler could get these two women.
Yeah, it's much like with David Spade and the movie you watched, the two Missies.
Right. But
yeah, so that's we see him. He has to call her for help. He goes to a party hosted by The Weeknd for some reason. I don't understand, but maybe they thought that was cool as an older person. I
guess I think Julia Fox, maybe her character, like, I don't know, she had some connection to it somehow. Like she was either friends with them or I don't know exactly. She worked in his diamond store. I wasn't exactly sure what her connection to The Weeknd was.
Just a model or something? I don't know.
I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, so he tries to get the opal back from his his friend, but he said Garnett still has it, which obviously pisses him off.
Mm-hmm.
He finds his girlfriend and The Weeknd like snorting coke together in the bathroom.
Yeah, where The Weeknd The Weeknd's trying to make out with her. And she keeps saying no. Although she does feel his dick.
Oh, Lord. She didn't want to make out. That's too intimate.
Right, exactly. So he gets all pissed off. He gets all pissed off that she was
with his wife again.
Right.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I kind of wasn't able to watch. I went physically back to work last week. I still haven't got my schedule down. So, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't finish this, even though I had an extra day because I forgot we were supposed to record yesterday entirely.
It's okay. So yeah, his wife says to him, because he's saying like, hey, I want to can we give it another try and all this stuff, and his wife says to him, you're the most annoying person that I've ever known in my entire life. I can't stand being around you. I wish that I could leave you and never speak to you again, which obviously they can't because they have kids. And, basically just says you're fucking miserable. And then, so he's like, oh, okay, I guess we're not getting back together. That was at Passover dinner, which is where we find out that Arno is his brother-in-law. So after...
Right. We forgot to mention too that there's a plan because Garnett offers to buy this opal, but it's promised for an auction.
Yep.
So that he does return it before the auction, and he offers, to buy it, but he refuses, and that actually is where I was done.
So what happens after that is I'll go through it real quick for you and all the listeners.
I'll do it. Nothing happens after that.
What happens after that is that he takes the gem to the auction house, where they have reassessed the value of it to from $175,000 to $225,000 or something like that. It might be $125,000 to $200,000 or something like that, but way less than the $1 million he thought it was going to be. And he's pissed off. He's saying, hey, you have to reassess this and everything. She's like, look, you brought me a piece on Friday that's going to an auction that's on Monday. The fact that we were even able to get it in and get it appraised is amazing. We're not going to do a reappraisal. You can pull the item, which would be great because I don't want to deal with you anymore, or leave it as is, but those are your options. So he ends up leaving it in there, and he says to his father-in-law, Judd Hirsch, whose name is Gooey, I believe. He says to him, hey, you come to the auction with me. Garnett's going to be there because he told Garnett, he's like, hey, you want it, come to the auction and bid on it. And he says, hey, go there. We're going to bid up Garnett and get more money for this gem. So he does. Judd Hirsch ends up bidding up to $190,000, and Garnett's there with some sort of like assistant or something like that, or consultant, who's basically like the whole time you can't hear what she's saying, but she's like whispering in his ear, like, no, this is too much, And finally, at 190,000, he doesn't go to 200,000. He bows out, and fucking Judd Hirsch ends up getting the opal, his father-in-law. So he gives it back to Adam Sandler, and Sandler's like, hey, Garnett obviously wants it. I'm gonna sell it back to him. I'll pay you back. I'll give you the interest and everything, and I'll pay you back the full amount that you paid for it and everything. I'll make it right. And so he calls up Garnett. Garnett says, yeah, I'll buy it for $175,000. He comes to his diamond store, and at the same time, Arno and his fucking goons, those two goons, show up at the store as well. And Garnett gives him money in cash. He takes off. It's a real weird editing moment here, because one moment he's in the office with Adam Sandler, and then the guys come in and they're like, they want the money and everything too. And then Garnett's just gone, and we never see him leave. It's kind of a weird editing moment. But anyway, so at that point,
I see him.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, he can just give the money to Arno, the 100,000 he owes him, and be done with it. But instead, he decides to give the $175,000 to Julia Fox, and says her character's name is Julia too, but I don't know what her last name is. And
Julia?
Yeah, Julia Gulia, that's right. And he says, hey, I called a Blade, which is a helicopter company apparently, and he says they're going to take you to the roof of the Mohegan Sun Casino. I wrote down a bet, a parlay bet. Give this to the person. This is what you want. All this money, bet it. So she does. She takes the thing there. She gets flown there by this eccentric dude named whose real name is Wayne Diamond.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just a really weird, eccentric guy that apparently
Neil Diamond's less fortunate brother.
Yeah. Well, apparently he designed all the dresses for Vanna White.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
okay.
His story's super weird. He came to Florida when he was like a teenager, and he was at this like resort.
Ooh, that's too early.
Yeah. He was at this resort. Well, you should see him too. He looks pan-fried. Like that's what his skin looks like. But he came to this resort, and everyone was like signing their name for these meals, like the lunch or whatever, breakfast, and because they're members of this
Okay.
Well, they're members of this resort, so they just they call a name and they're like, hey, your breakfast is ready, and they sign for it, and because
your breakfast is ready,
because they have an account there, and then they go eat it, right? And he was penniless and had no money and nothing.
Both?
Yeah, penniless and no money, and he was broke. Can you believe it? All through the big three.
Was he dirt poor too?
Not quite there, but he had nothing to eat either. So he heard a name called.
But wait, didn't he have money for food?
So he heard a name called, and he's like, I'm going to just go up there and sign for this fucking thing. The name was Meyer Lansky.
Oh, no.
Which
That's
I'm not
good.
I don't know if anyone's familiar, but is a mobster. Like an accountant for the mob back in the day. So
he was the basis for Hyman Roth in The Godfather Part 2.
Right. So
Electric Freda Lou.
Yep. So Meyer Lansky comes up to him and is like, hey, asshole, what are you doing? And he basically explains his life story. I was there. He's got no money and all this stuff and everything. And Meyer Lansky's like, hey,
he didn't have any money?
Meyer Lansky said, hey, can you add numbers quickly in your head? And he's like, yeah. And so he gave him like 5 numbers or something. He added them up, and he's like, I like you, kid. You got a good head and everything. When you're back, he's like, I'm going to be in New York soon or whatever. If you ever need a job up there, let me know and stuff. He never took a job there, but so Meyer Lansky.
He went up north, grabbed the, now hiring sign and brought it to him to indicate that he was now hired.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. But apparently Meyer Lansky funded his first business for like fashion, designing clothes and stuff, and for women. And
they weren't zoot suits?
Nope. No, they were clothes for women. He said he liked women to look good or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so he said he found out that Lansky was like skimming money off the top, so he cut him out of the business and is still alive, I guess. He's a weird dude. If you've ever seen an interview with him, which obviously you have, you'll know that he's not poor anymore. But he's a weird guy. Anyway, so he takes Julia to the Mohican Sun. She makes the bet. If they win, it's $1.2 million for this $160,000 bet. So Arno's dudes are like, we're going to go get this fucking woman. They don't use that nice a word, but let's go. And that little, you remember,
use a word that's not as nice as fucking. What the hell could that word be?
I know, but Fonduke. But you know that
let's go get this cheater.
Exactly. You know the in and out door that he's got, where he's got to push the buzzer and then it opens, and then I don't know what they call that little vestibule.
Like, it's almost like an airlock, like it's like a security feature where at jewelry stores sometimes you'll see like just like an airlock, you'll be in there and then once they clear you, they'll open the next door. You can't, I don't know if you can open both doors at the same time. I imagine you can't.
No, you can't. So
not with that attitude.
So he starts to buzz them out. They go in there, the door closes, and then he just locks them there. He doesn't let them out. And they're like, come on, you fucking asshole. The one guy pulls a gun out, and he's pointing at him through the glass. He's like, let us out. And they're all pissed off and everything. He's like, no, we're going to watch this game. So there's a TV there. He turns the game on, and they all end up watching the game. He ends up winning $1.2 million. Julia gets the money. She's in a limo about to come back. Earlier, because one of the mobster guys was on the phone, and Adam Sandler thought that he was going to go to his house, so he called his wife and made up this story about there being a gas leak, and told her to take the kids and her and go to one of her friends' houses, which she does. So the game's over. He won. Arno is like, oh my God, I can't believe you did it. Like, he's happy and everything. He's like, I can't believe this. Adam Sandler's on the phone with Julia. She's like, I got the money and everything. He's like, oh, this is great. I'm going to fuck you so hard tonight. He opens the door, and then Phil, the leg breaker that's been the main one, pulls his gun out and shoots him in the eye and kills him. Then Arno's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, he looks at him and he goes, like, he's got the gun to his head, and he's like, calm the fuck down or you'll end up next to him, and everything. He pushes him against the wall. He says to his buddy, give me bags and stuff.
Seriously making out with him?
He's like, give me bags or something. They start breaking the glass. They're stealing all the diamonds and stuff. Arno tries to get away. The guy grabs him, stands him kind of next to where Sandler is, shoots him in the head, kills him, and then they start, stealing the shit. Now, you see Julia, and she's coming back. I assume she's coming back to the jewelry store because that's the last place that she saw him. But the wife is like, I'm going to call the police because, she's like, hey, he was in a trunk and I think something fucking weird's going on and I don't like this at all. And he sounded scared. So she's calling the police to go to where he's at, which is the jewelry store. So presumably the police will get there before Julia is, because she's in, I believe, Mohican Sun is in Connecticut, I think. It's a bit of a drive from where they are to New York. So presumably they're not going to kill her, although maybe they know what she looks like. I don't know. They could. Who knows what's going to happen to her character? But then it's kind of like focuses on Adam Sandler's dead face with the like blood that's pooled and everything. He's got this big smile on his face, and then we go into his blood, kind of like an episode of House, and it's like it's reflecting colors like the gem, and it's the universe and all this shit. And it's kind of like, it's very heavy symbolism of, oh, Adam Sandler is also an uncut gem, just like this opal. And it's like, I get it.
He wasn't circumcised.
Right. And it's like, I get it, because at the beginning of the movie.
I don't think anyone calls that a gem.
No, not at all. But
hope you enjoyed the fungus family.
But at the beginning of the movie, when they find the opal, it's because this dude got his leg like horribly burned or blown up or whatever. And it's like
some pretty serious burn scars.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, yeah, the opal causes pain to the people around it, or did cause, it hurt people, right? Adam Sandler's also, an uncut gem, and he causes pain to everybody else. Like, I think a lot of people look at this ending and they're like, oh, that's so sad and everything, he's dead. I think it's supposed to be a happy ending, to be honest with you, because if you look at this movie from any other perspective than Howard's, which is, the perspective we're given in the movie, but if you look at it from any other perspective, he's the villain, because his girlfriend is like, he's given her like a lot of stuff and, monetary stuff like the apartment and everything, but she's emotionally manipulated by him all the time. She's, put down by him all the time. His ex-wife obviously hates him. There's a scene with his daughter where with his daughter where she's like barely paying attention to him, and he's like supposed to go up and read his kid to sleep or whatever, and he's sitting there watching the game. He obviously doesn't have strong relationships with his kids, and he's caused them pain and in certain ways. He's given Arno grief. He's given his father-in-law grief. Basically, everybody around him is worse and, is in some form of self-destruction because of his horrible self-destruction. And the reason that the guy kills him, the leg breaker guy kills him, is because he knows it doesn't matter. Like, this 1.2 million, who gives a fuck? Like, he'll give him the 100,000. He could give him he can give him double. He could give him 200,000. That $1 million is going to be gone soon, just like with any gambling addict. And look at what he put them through to get their money. He made them look like fucking chumps, and he was given chance after chance after chance, and he treated them like assholes the entire time. So he kills him because he's like, fuck this guy. It's just never gonna end. The thing that makes me more angry about the ending is the fact that he kills Arno. And the reason that makes me angry is because that's his boss. Like, you can't just fucking kill your boss, or else we'd all kill our bosses.
Oh no. Let's hope you're not self-employed, people.
I was gonna say I'm my own boss.
Well, I hope you don't shoot yourself in the back of the head.
Right.
Twice.
But it just like
good old Vince Foster, remember that guy?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh.
We solved that. I mean, suicide.
But yeah, so I like, to me, that's what the ending is. The ending is supposed to be a happy. Now all these people can be free. Julia's got $1.2 million. She can start a life for herself. The wife doesn't have to go through a messy and painful divorce. Arno's dead, so it doesn't matter. But the father-in-law,
he's dead.
What'd you say?
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be. I think it's the only way that all these people can be free of him and his horrible influence. And I think that's why it's supposed to be a happy ending. But I don't think he should have shot his boss. I think that was a bridge too far for me.
There's wrong and there's right, and that's not right.
Exactly. That makes me not like that character now. Killing Adam Sandler, that's fine.
How you know he's a villain. Yeah, who wouldn't want to kill that character?
And then so that's pretty much how the movie goes. I liked it. I'm still thinking about it. Like I'll be going through the day and scenes from the movie will occur to me and I'll think about it and I'm like, yeah, this movie got to me a little bit. Now, the Safdie brothers also made a movie called Good Time with Robert Pattinson, which has a similar-ish plot to this.
But it also features J.J. Walker.
Well, you know what's funny is John Amos is in this movie.
Yeah, he is in this movie. Playing him.
Yeah, he plays himself. He's a neighbor of Adam Sandler's character in the apartment. And I
always like John Amos. He's really good.
They go up to like his kid's got to use the bathroom. He doesn't want him to use the apartment bathroom because I think Julia's in there or whatever. And he's like, he says to John Amos, "Can he use the bathroom?" And John Amos goes, "No," and closes the door. It doesn't have to be him at all, but it's just awesome that he's in this movie.
Yeah, I like him. He was really good on Fresh Prince. Obviously, Good Times. He's in Die Hard too.
Yeah,
actually.
Yep.
He's always good. He's someone who's always good and everything.
But yeah, that's the movie. I liked it. It wasn't. I didn't love it, but I thought it was good.
Do you think there's a great opportunity to make a movie called Uncut Gems, spelled JIM''S for the adult market?
There you go.
Can you find a bunch of guys named Jim, though? You don't want to be false advertising.
No. Uncut Gems. That would be the best porn name for it.
Would it?
What did you think about the gold-plated and like diamond-encrusted Furbies that he had?
That was kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, I kind of makes sense. I think they were kind of saying he like came up by like designing kind of crazy, wacky jewelry pieces like that. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of like, well, like, you know how you always see like rappers with like crazy jewelry? There are people out there who make that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Yep, exactly. A Jewish guy obsessed with black culture and basketball.
I don't want to be stereotypical, so it's not just rappers, investment bankers too, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. I know that my financial planner wears a giant gold hubcap.
Well, I go to Wu-Tang Financial, and cash does rule everything around me.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. You know what I keep going back to thinking about is Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I love that show.
I think about that a lot. Just like the whole, it's a really interesting. I mean, if you rewatch it deliberately from the perspective that Walter is the villain the whole time, so you know what I was thinking today, and I don't know that it makes sense. I don't think it does make sense logically, but I almost seems like they did some foreshadowing with Walter being very good, like to be mechanically inclined, so that later when he makes the bomb to blow up Gus, it makes sense because if he just did that out of nowhere, I'd be like, what the fuck? How does I know how to make bombs?
Right.
You see him like under his house. He's like, fixing the car. He's, the whole, he makes that, he blows up Tuco at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't imagine. I don't think they knew what was going to happen there when they started doing all this stuff, but it's just crazy that you don't even blink because they very gently escalate the unbelievability to the point where at the end you don't even care. I mean, it's just all suspension of disbelief is just, it's there, even for someone like me.
Yep, exactly. Well, and the more entertaining something is, the better job they do entertaining you, the more people are willing to suspend their disbelief.
Yeah, because really, I mean, the whole premise of the entire thing is insane. It's like a James Bond villain, like, with like a gritty reboot, as they used to call it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The gritty reboot. That's going back to 2012.
I mean, really, Jesse is always the main. I mean, Jesse's the main character. I mean, if you think about it, and it's just almost like a Rosencrantz and Bernstein kind of thing, where you just have like the. I mean, you're basically you're watching the hero's like evil friend the whole time.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Basically,
and then you have to add El Camino at the end for it to all make sense. But if you add that at the end, it's all about Jesse the whole time, who was supposed to be killed off.
Yeah. Amazing. Aaron Paul, great job. Great job not being killed off.
Yeah, thank the writer's strike for that one.
Adam Sandler, bad job. He got killed off.
I guess they wanted to have Jonah Hill in this at one point, but then Adam Sandler got back into it.
Weird. I don't know.
They want to be even more racist.
I don't know if it would work as well with Jonah Hill.
It depends on if he was thin or fat at the time, I think.
Yeah. I can just imagine fat, funny Jonah Hill in this role. You guys want this money?
Yeah, he just plays it as a comedy the whole time. Hey, look, it's Seth Rogen, my other friend.
Hey, guys.
Oh, he's playing himself, though. You guys got any pot?
Come on, I know this guy's holding.
I'm going to swear a lot, okay?
Oh, you're so flabby and charming.
Thank you.
Not you, but...
Oh, I'm not charming.
But yeah, I mean, that's basically all I got. That's the episode for the week.
Yep, that's it. See you next time.